In 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the third day of Colon. It's being on Dave Open. We'll catch you up on how things are going and then put some stuff in place. I had another sleep last night. Excuse me while I talking away from the microphone for a moment. It's really good right now. I mean, I can't say it can't be any better, but it can't be much better. I can tell you that. 2-0 last night. Western Kentucky in college basketball and real thriller against Wisconsin. They should have won the game outright. The officiating was terrific on the stretch in that game. They got homered, but worked out, and they got the money. And the hockey play last night was Nashville, 7-1 winner. I just posted what I think is a very strong play for the night in the NHL. It's not a numbers play. It's a lot of intangibles involved here, and if you don't follow the NHL closely, you won't know about this. So I would suggest getting that play. I've also got bowl games up for the weekend. We're going to be adding some the next few days as well. And there is a free play on one of the bowls. If you haven't checked that out, it's available at JimPrice.com. How about you, Jim?
Well, I swept the board last night as well. I had 2 college basketball games in basketball. That's what I did. And I just posted a play for tonight's football game. I got some pretty good information that lent me to one side. Not really a handicap, but more of an information play. You know, we all know the games are meaningless now for teams like this, but they mean something to the coaching staffs, to people trying to hold on to their jobs, because next year there's going to be changes. And you know that. I mean, teams that fail this miserably one year are going to do some drastic things for the next year. So who's going to come in with more pride? And that's what I saw, and that's why I posted a play. So I've got 1 college basketball game up for tonight, and I've got 1 NBA game up for tonight, and I have an NFL play up, and I think I have 6 posted college bowl games in football. So there's a lot on the website. You can get that at JimFeist.com or VegasSportsMasters.com. Dave's plays are there as well. And we've both been winning. So if you're not playing, you're costing yourself money, because I doubt very much if you're winning as much as we are.
Podcast free play was also a winner last night. The Bruins came back late in regulation and then won it in overtime. So we'll throw another one out there tonight. I've got an opinion in college basketball. It's not a play. It almost made my play list, but I'm very disciplined as far as that goes. But I think it's a decent opinion. Let's look at tonight's game for a little bit. I know you've got a play on it, but we can talk about some of the aspects of the game. One that interests me, Jim, is that Frank Gore, who's going to be heading to the Hall of Fame a few years after he retires, he's had a great career. He carried the ball for a career-high number of attempts last week. Granted, it wasn't the hardest hitting game of all time. They were playing in that deep snow. You know, the tackles weren't the most physical, and there was a little bit of cushion with the snow when he got tackled. That's still a lot of carries. Do you factor that in at all?
Well, I've been a runner I don't run anymore because of some bad knees, but I used to work out very hard, and I remember when I was training for one particular marathon, I trained in the deep sand in Miami. And the beach, when you get away from the shore line, it's very deep. So when you're training in deep sand like that, it's like training and running in deep snow, because you got to pick your legs up a lot more than you normally would. So it's a very physical effort. I feel that the Colts last week had to put up a lot of energy to play in that. Granted, you weren't hitting a hard ground when you got tackled, but you had to put up a lot of effort, and they played a very long game in that. It was kind of fun to watch, but I'm sure it was physically draining to play in.
I think that's right. It does make it one more interesting aspect of the game tonight. Obviously, this is not a great game because the Broncos and Colts are down at the bottom of the league in power rating. Neither one is a good team. But, sometimes those turn out to be the most fun matchups to watch. The teams are going to be trying tonight, and I think we could see a good football game.
Well, yeah, you got two teams who are at the bottom of the league in quality of play, and if they're equally matched, you very well could. It just depends on if somebody doesn't show up mentally, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think they both will show up. It should be interesting to watch for sure.
Yeah, I think they'll both show up and play hard because this is a rare opportunity at this point for two teams playing out the string to have the spotlight all for themselves for one night. And I think you'll see a real good effort from both teams tonight. We've also got a big game in the NHL tonight here in Las Vegas. The Penguins are in town. The two-time defending Stanley Cup champions. There's a real fascinating aspect of this game. Marc-Andre Fleury, who spent his entire career with Pittsburgh and has got Stanley Cup rings to show up. He's now a Vegas Golden Knights goaltender who'll go against his former team. What I'm hearing, Jim, is that this is expected to be the heaviest single-game betting handle of the NHL season as far as the local books are concerned. There's going to be a lot of money on this game tonight. And right now it looks like most of it appears to be on the local team.
That's very interesting. I don't follow the sport personally, but I'm very excited about our local team. They're playing exceptionally well. Nobody expected this, but they're doing great, and this is a big game tonight. And for that kind of handle, I mean, it's just awesome for the city. In a couple of years, we'll have a football team here too. So, and we're adding soccer and a lot of things happening in Vegas.
We also have a WNBA team now. I don't follow the league, but that's another pro franchise that is calling Las Vegas home. Hey, listen, hey, Oakland A's, you can't get your new stadium down the road. We'll get one for you.
Well, this is I came here when there was 100,000 people here, so I've seen it grow. It's monstrous, and we continue to grow, and property values keep going up, and they're listing properties for a price, and people are paying more than the list. So it's pretty amazing what's going on here right now.
I want to mention one thing. This is not really baseball related, but it is in baseball, and there was a trade made, and sometimes you just have to take your hats off to an organization for doing the right thing. The St. Louis Cardinals have traded their outfielder, Steven Piscotty, the Oakland A's, for a couple of minor leaguers. Piscotty's a pretty good ball player. I'm not going to say he's a star at the major league level, but he's a decent player. And it's not like St. Louis got a lot in return here. But the reason they made the trade, obviously they could afford to make the deal because they've got other outfielders. But Piscotty's mother, who lives in the Bay Area, was recently diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. So they made a deal so that he can play baseball and be basically home most of the time. I think that's a really class move by the St. Louis Cardinals. And maybe you see a little glimpse of why they're considered to be one of the best organizations in pro sports. This is not a deal they had to make. They probably didn't get value for him, but they made the trade anyway.
That's amazing. It's not often you see corporations and businesses that have a heart, and that definitely is a heart. That's the congratulations to them for doing the right thing.
Absolutely. But once again, let's talk about the free podcast play. This is obviously not a game that's going to get a lot of attention. The added game on tonight's schedule in college, South Dakota, playing Northern Arizona. In South Dakota, a 12-point favorite. That's a pretty steep number on the road, but I'm telling you, Northern Arizona cannot play at all. They are absolutely horrible. The metrics on this game and what they're worth, which I use to make my line, I had an 18. So there's some value on the South Dakota side. I didn't play it because it's kind of a garbage game in Flagstaff. And that's a lot of points. But South Dakota's a much better team, and if they show up tonight, this should be an easy win. So if you're going to play that game, I think South Dakota minus points is the right way to go. If you want my strongest play tonight, it's a hockey game. It's a max play. Now, part of the reason for that is that I'm really hot. And when you're hot, you can go ahead and bump up the risk if you want. It's not press when you're hot and don't when you're not. Well, I'm hot right now, so I went to the max play in the NHL tonight. The game's available now at JimFights.com. Jim, you've got a strong opinion in the NFL tonight, as well as some other stuff.
I got a college game up, and I have a pro basketball game up with the NBA. I got the NFL up. I've got 6 bowl games up as well, all at JimFights.com and VegasSportsMasters.com, along with Dave's plays and Hank's plays and everybody else's plays. And by the way, I should mention that Hank is doing very well. He's only 3 games out of second place, and his record in the contest is 45-21.
Wow.
Yes, wow. He's doing great.
That's pretty impressive, no question about it, boys. There's something else the camera takes. Pulls home the money. He's got a shot. 3 weeks to go. He's turning maybe a 12-3 over these last 3 weeks. He could pull it out.
That might do it. I mean, I think he's got a really good shot at second. The guy in first place is 6 games ahead of him, which is amazing. I mean, 45-21, and somebody actually has 51 winners. So, I mean, it's just absolutely astonishing. Sometimes when you have 3,000 people, you're bound to get a couple people that are really, really hot. And
yeah, the interesting thing is they have the gold contest at the Superbook as well, which was a bigger entry. And I think it's only about, I want to say around 100, something like that, that contest. That was, I think it was a $5,000 entry.
It was.
And the leader there is a 42. So it tells you the difference when you've got so many more people in the main contest that somebody's going to go nuts.
That's true. I mean, you could throw darts. I mean, if 3,000 people just throw darts independently, there's going to be a couple of them that are going to hit 69 to 75% just by throwing darts. You just don't know who it's going to be. And, I didn't enter the contest because I felt that, in the old days when there was 200-300 people and they paid 50, that was reasonable. But when you only pay 50 spots when there's 3,000 people, it's just, I feel it's an unreasonable expectation. And the main event is winner take all. So you get 100 people and 99 losers. And I play a lot of poker tournaments, and we always all the poker tournaments pay out 10 to 12% of the money. The top, if you have 3,000 people, 300 people are going to get paid. So it keeps people involved. I mean, there's a lot of people in these contests. They're not even putting their picks in anymore because they're so far out of it.
Well, in any event, we'll try and do our part this weekend. Don't forget, Hank's NFL plays are available on the website as well. We've got to throw in a plug for that. I mean, listen, you can't get hotter than Hank is in the NFL right now. So why would you not want to get his play?
If you go there and you buy Dave's plays, which you've been red hot, and the bowl games are absolutely, Dave's always done really good in the bowl games. Get my plays and Hank's contest plays, which are there. And how the hell can you not make money? We're killing it, and we're killing it, but Hank is murdering it and killing it. So it's pretty interesting. And by the way, we also have horses, and they're Hank's horses. Hammer and Hank has been famous for that. So the horses are there too, and they've been doing great. So it's there. It's all there for you, and hopefully you'll partake.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. We'll come back and we'll do some focus on football on the Friday podcast. Have a great night, everybody.